Welcome everybody. Happy holidays. Today, as you can see, I'm at home, relaxing, enjoying my holidays, and I wish you, the viewer, the best and the merriest of times during these holidays. And I pray that God will bless you, and that also in your merrymaking, that you will be careful and even as you enjoy yourself, so that the Lord will keep us, and we will see next year again to continue with all that which God has for us in the new year. Putting the correct action to your faith. That's the title of today's program. If you're new here, this is Perspective from Above, where we look at current affairs from the perspective of God, from how God looks at the world. We are currently doing a series called God's Choices 2022. This has to do with the upcoming national elections in Kenya and the choices that God has, the preferred candidates, not just for presidency, but in past episodes we established that God is interested in all the electoral positions, so that his agenda for this nation and for the nations who he will touch with what God does here will be fulfilled. So today's program, as I said, is titled Putting the Correct Action to Our Faith. Last episode, we discussed the issues of that God needed more than just the president. There's a lot of prophecy on YouTube even from different servants of God that have declared that our current deputy president, Honorable Dr. William Ruto, is God's preferred candidate for president of Kenya beginning after the upcoming elections. We also saw that God requires him to be supported by other elected positions in the Senate, in the National Assembly, and in the county governments. Why? Because Kenya is a democracy. It's not a monarchy. It's not a place that we are ruled under dictatorship. So for the president to be able to execute the entirety of God's agenda for this nation, he requires a team that he can work with. And we looked at the pointers to what those people would look like. I know in several areas of Kenya, I have heard prophets pronouncing that God had preferred one or the other candidate, and that is good. We are here at Perspective from Above very interested in noting all of those who God has already declared, just as is declared for Honorable Dr. William Ruto. We want to know who those are, because those are people who are already appointed, and we have confidence by virtue of the fact that God has said they are the ones. So we'll be doing a list in coming days. We are putting correct action to our faith. For the places where, or for the positions that God has not clearly pronounced himself, it does not mean he's not interested. He's giving us wisdom on how to choose. We saw different pointers. One which was very critical in my heart up to today is that a candidate who will be a right candidate in the next election is one who will be able, or who will be willing, who will commit to work with God's agenda for this nation after the next election. Because God is not just interested in naming leaders for us. He has an agenda for the nation. So here, again at Perspective, we have analyzed the various prophecies. We've learned through prophecies, even as Daniel did in the book of Daniel chapter 9. And we have distilled, if you want to use that word, we have distilled the agenda of God from prophecy, and we will be sharing that in the next episode, so that then we can have the various aspirants who will desire our support commit themselves that they will work with that agenda to realize that agenda. So that's one. If you're interested in the other pointers, please check our last episode and you will see that. As for today, how are we going to put action to our faith? We have come up with a loose interest group that we are calling ourselves GC 2022. GC stands for God's Choices 2022, and we are asking you, the viewers, the believers in this message, to come and join with us to appoint or to select for ourselves ward representatives, campus champions, corporate champions across this nation. The ward, as you all know, is the basic electoral area in Kenya. It is from the ward where we elect the MCA, the member of county assemblies. So we know there are 1,450 wards. If you see the camera shaking, kindly excuse us. I am outside. It's windy. Yeah. Also, you might hear, some of my kids and their friends playing. Kindly, it's a holiday season, and we just factor in those things. But as back to the topic, the ward is the basic electoral area, and there are 1,450 wards in Kenya. So GC 2022 will be looking for 1,450 ward representatives across this nation. We are interested in every single ward in this nation. We'll also be looking for campus champions in university campuses, in the various other colleges, be they teachers colleges, medical training colleges, and all sorts of colleges, engineering colleges, technical colleges. Everywhere the youth are, we are calling on you now to take action. Put action to your faith. When God spoke to Abraham, he called him out of his land. Abraham hakusita, he stepped out. When Peter saw Jesus walking on water, and he said, "If it is you, bid me to come." And Jesus just said one word, "Come." And Peter hakusita, he stepped on the water. And he's the only other man in recorded history, other than Jesus, who has walked on water. So today we're asking you, come, join us at GC 22. Let's put the correct action to our faith. Yeah. So if you're out there, if you're interested, kindly get in touch with us. We have already started creating a role profile